So, the first trailer for the Minecraft movie dropped recently, and I had two simultaneous thoughts. Why? And what took them so long? While I'm not a Minecraft player myself, I'm obviously aware of the game's cultural impact, and thus am obligated to check it out. And whoa, that's a lot of dislikes. What's up with that? Well, from what I can tell, there are two major complaints. One, this movie has no business being live action. We all saw how bad Super Mario Bros. Fared as a live action adaptation. Or more accurately, we didn't see because no one watched that movie. But everyone watched the 90-minute animated commercial for Nintendo that came out last year. And two, it's Jumanji. The plot is Jumanji. Because apparently Hollywood isn't happy relying on existing IPs for their world and has to copy and paste existing story arcs as well. Now, far be it from me to judge an entire product well before it gets released. I don't even have any emotional ties to a Minecraft movie, but plenty of people my age do. After all, the game was published in 2011 after being in beta for 2 years, so a 30-year-old could very well have been playing this game for half his life. And the reaction from that demographic has, as we have seen, been quite negative. If you've been on the gaming side of the internet for a while, you probably know that whenever gamers get mad about a choice made regarding a beloved game of theirs, there will always be gaming journalists rushing to play defense for whatever multi-billion-dollar company has alienated their target demographic this time. In this case, we have Kotaku publishing an article with the headline, "Sorry, the Minecraft movie isn't meant to be for you," in which the author explains that his 9-year-old son is very excited by the mere concept of a Minecraft movie, even more so one starring Jack Black. Minecraft, whether you like it or not, is now a game aimed at kids, the author writes, and so it should be a surprise to no one at all that a movie based on the game would be too, and kids, especially under 12s, are not perhaps as sophisticated as you might wish. A sentiment echoed by this viral tweet, which includes a screenshot of a Moist Critical video crapping on the trailer. And, unlike the author of said tweet, I actually went out and watched that video, in which Charlie freely admits that he is not the target audience.
And based off this teaser, this is very clearly aimed at kids. This is made for toddlers.
And yet he maintains his freedom to dunk on the film nonetheless.
But just because I'm not the target audience for this movie doesn't mean I can't insult it and point out its shortcomings.
So first off, the critics of the critics clearly aren't even listening to and do not care about the complaints about the trailer, which are largely, it should be animated, and it shows a predictable recycled plot. One would think that making a 100% animated movie would make it more appealing to kids, and asking for a studio to do the legwork to come up with their own stupid story is a far cry from asking the Minecraft movie to have character writing as mature and complex as Better Call Saul. Second, and this is the main point of my video, adults can and should criticize children's media. The Kotaku writer freely admits that his son saw that it was a Minecraft movie starring Jack Black and needed to see it immediately. Kids can and will watch anything. My oldest kid isn't even old enough to play Minecraft yet, and yet I can still remember a time when you had to hear this every time you went to check if the book you reserved was on hold at your local library yet. Point being, parents of young children today don't really know what it was like growing up in the screen-dominated world that our offspring inhabit. Never has it been easier to distract our spawn by chucking them in front of a magic box that can access every piece of entertainment ever created by mankind. That means that we, the adults of the world, have more of a responsibility to be particular about and critical of children's media, not less. Who cares if it's mindless and dumb? It's for kids. I care. Because it's for my kids, and my kids deserve good stories. When you make a TV show or a movie for kids, your attitude absolutely should not be, let's just throw some vibrant colors on the screen and make a few fart jokes. Stories matter. They affect us. They change us. They teach us lessons about good and evil, self-discovery and self-worth, courage in the face of the dangerous and unknown, the importance of maintaining relationships and healing broken ones, and so on and so forth. Suggesting that Warner Brothers or any other gazillion-dollar movie studio can be excused for making a dumbed-down, low-effort product because it's for the kids is quite simply asinine. Not only is doing so morally bankrupt, it's bad business. Kids' movies or shows should be family movies or shows. They should be written so that kids will enjoy them and their parents will appreciate them, and thus want their kids to watch them. The perfect example of this currently is Bluey. This Australian TV show about a family of anthropomorphized dogs is far and away the best kids show on television, at least at the moment. It's colorful, lively, and silly, but the characters all have real and believable personalities, complete with their own quirks and flaws. As much as Bluey is this wholesome show about two delightfully creative little girls and the willingness of their parents, mostly their dad, to participate in their crazy games, it also shows that being a parent is as exhausting as it is rewarding.
Is there some game where I just lie really still on a comfy bed or something?
As a parent to young children myself, it is both validating and inspiring. Yes, it can be a struggle to get into my kids' games when I have just gotten off work or I'm exhausted from a night of poor sleep, but the pure joy they get out of playing with me is just so worth it. I imagine my experience of discovering the delightfulness of Bluey is hardly unique. Do you know how many bad kids shows there are out there? How many are written in just the most basic and dumbest way possible? How many are annoyingly and cloyingly trying to speak to children through inane characters whose personalities depend on the lesson of the episode? How many make you want to stuff your ears with cotton as soon as the theme song comes on?
Because I do.
The reason these shows are so abundant is because writing one-dimensional characters and storylines is easy. It's quick. Kids don't know. Kids don't care. So why should we? Because you're not a kid. You're an adult. Making content for children should require more care and attention, not less. You have tremendous power to influence and mold young minds, so listen to Uncle Ben and make a good movie, not just one that will keep the kids' eyes glazed over for 90 minutes. And of course, the greater responsibility falls on the parents to make sure that their kids aren't watching garbage, which is exactly why the statement, "this isn't made for you," is so tone-deaf and short-sighted. Let me ask you this, parent of a young Minecraft fan. Are you okay with your child watching mindless garbage that will keep them in a seat for an hour or so? I mean, assumingly your kid has an iPad and YouTube access, so what's the difference between some random jagoff ranting about Doritos while playing Minecraft with a production value of 85 cents and a movie featuring two A-list actors with a 9-figure budget? Why exactly are you shelling out $75 for tickets and popcorn if the only thing this movie will accomplish is getting your child excited about seeing more Minecraft stuff on screen? An emotion that he no doubt experiences on a weekly basis when his favorite Minecraft YouTuber uploads a new video. Start having standards for Hollywood. They expect to be given your hard-earned money. You should expect them to work just as hard to create a product that will do more than give you the opportunity to take a nap in an AMC recliner. Parents, guardians, uncles, aunts, grandparents, whoever, should be able to meaningfully engage with the media that their kids or the kids in their lives are consuming. They should be able to talk with those children about it, help them find the meaning that the kids being kids may have missed, help them understand why stories are more than just mindless content. And perhaps the Minecraft movie will in fact provide such an opportunity here. My point here has not been to bash the movie or its trailer, but rather to challenge the mindset that because something is for kids, the opinion of an adult is practically worthless, and the attitude that it's okay for things to be low effort and dumb because kids aren't sophisticated. With that thought in mind, let us turn our attention to several recent movies that are well written, meaningful, and enjoyable by anyone, even if their main target audience is in fact children. May I present all of Pixar, almost without exception until the 2010s, although there absolutely have been some bangers since then. Toy Story is one of the most beloved animated films of all time, a masterpiece in every sense of the word, even as it teaches young kids the importance of not being a selfish little turd when someone new comes along and disrupts your status quo. Finding Nemo remains an absolute delight for me to watch even 20 years after its release, and the themes of loss, healing, holding on, and letting go demonstrated in Nemo and Marlin's journeys will forever ring true. I could go on, but let's list some more recent examples from other studios. Like the Lego Movie, which I think is an appropriate parallel for Minecraft, seeing as it's another child's product, primarily focused on encouraging its players to be creative. Or in my case, rigorously following the instructions and replacing every single brick that ever fell off during play sessions. In case you couldn't tell, I'm more of a Factorio guy than a Minecraft guy. Anyway, it's a fantastically bright and colorful narrative that also features many big-name actors, voice actors for the most part, but which is constructed around the journey of a man who has no idea who he is, and who wants others to tell him his very identity, because that's a hell of a lot easier than actually figuring out what he likes and who he is. The movie speaks to the deep desire in all of us to belong, to be wanted and needed, and to the truth that we cannot fulfill that longing by being anyone who isn't genuinely and uniquely us. In a somewhat similar vein, you have How to Train Your Dragon. Side note, I started playing this movie with my recording software running and had to absolutely tear myself away from the screen. This film is simply enthralling. Anyhow, our protagonist in How to Train Your Dragon, Hiccup, also has a hard time fitting in, but for an opposite reason. Again, it is brilliantly animated in every way, has storytelling and character arcs that are straightforward and clear, so kids can comprehend the story, and yet it does not dumb itself down. For one thing, because the writers care about their craft. They don't want to just dump out some sludge that kids will lap up because kids don't know the difference between a chocolate milkshake and one made from carob. The creators want to create something of value. They want to tell kids who are struggling to fit in, hey, you have gifts. They may not be those which everyone else has, but they are still gifts. Different is not bad. All you have to do is figure out how to use your gifts to help your family and friends in a way that only you can. Pair that message with a delightful art style, excellent voice acting, and a phenomenal score, and you have a classic. A movie that entire families can enjoy over and over again. Which is, of course, what we like to call good business. I'm not going to buy the DVD of some junk that my kids will watch while their eyes roll back into their skulls. That makes me cringe every time a character opens his mouth. No, I'm going to buy the DVD, metaphorically probably, of something that will make me forget whatever I was doing when I walk through the living room and see it on the TV, because it's just that good. Since it is so likely that children will meet cruel enemies, let them at least have heard of brave knights and heroic courage. Otherwise, you are making their destiny not brighter, but darker. Stories are not merely products. They are far, far more than that. Their power is well beyond what most of us understand. Children need good stories. They deserve them. Not that adults don't, but considering the prevalence of stories in our culture and the importance we attach to them, certainly the ones meant for boys and girls in their formative years should be the ones that we, their parents, should care about the most. So no, maybe the Minecraft movie or the Super Mario Brothers universe or the Backyard Baseball TV show aren't meant for me, but they are made for my sons and daughters. So yes, what I think, what every parent thinks, absolutely matters. Hollywood needs to realize that, and so apparently do random people on the internet who happily run defense for gigantic corporations that only ever want their money. So if you are a parent, grandparent, or anyone with any sway over what a young, impressionable child watches, here's my recommendation. Don't show them anything that you wouldn't watch yourself. Do not let them watch low-effort garbage that sounds like it was written for toddlers by toddlers, and talk with them about what they watched. Encourage them to think about the virtues of the heroes, to admire them for enduring hardship, and to take something away from their time in front of a screen. Stories should matter. If they don't, they're not worth your time, and they're certainly not worth that of your children.